Hey, my dudes. I remember when I used to live in my head every single day. I would just like lay around and daydream. And I still do quite a bit, and I'm trying to change that. I'll spend a lot of my day like laying on the bed on the floor, and I'll just daydream and I'll think about situations and like try to live through them and obsessively just on repeat try to think of different scenarios and different situations and just kind of like live in my head. And then, like when it finally happens in real life, it doesn't even happen the way that I was imagining. I remember when I was a little kid, I would do that. I would just daydream and be completely delusional. And I think a lot of people these days, they doom scroll, they consume more content than they produce, and they scoff at creating content and you know really doing real things. Actually, I think a lot of people do the real things. They get like a low paying job, or they jump through all the hoops, and they may even get a better paying job, but then they like make a crap ton of bills for themselves, and they're living paycheck to paycheck. And then you see them in the comment section of videos being like, man, how do you like live unemployed? Like how can you even do that? Like how do you pay for your bills? And again, a lot of people just like make bills for themselves, like, oh, I'm gonna buy a fancy car that's gonna have more insurance. I'm gonna have all these different insurances. I'm gonna have all these different bills. I'm gonna rent an apartment, you know. And it's just like, well, if you don't do these things, it's shameful and it's sad. Like, live with your parents, or you don't have a car, or you don't have insurance, and blah blah blah. The next thing you know, you're literally working just to have these things, and you might as well have just like stayed at home and ordered food off of Amazon. And like, I mean, if you never leave the house, you don't have to worry about health insurance unless you get cancer or something. So like, yeah, it's I mean, there's a benefit to like living in your head and never leaving your room and stuff. But like, I think it's really sad when you see people consume more content than when they produce content like YouTube. So, again, like I've been wanting to be more productive. As you can see, I'm making more videos. But, insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. And me just like doing the same things the past couple of years, I got the same exact results that I did 2 or 3 years ago that I currently have now. And the only way to really change that is to keep trying, keep doing things, keep working, keep grinding. But again, don't do the same things. Do a bunch of different things and just keep grinding, and eventually something will take off. So I mean, living in your head, like, oh, I'm it is a good experience. It's kind of like playing a video game, leveling up an RPG character, leveling up your avatar, but like doing it in real life. So I think a lot of people get caught up in this stuff. I can't believe it. Like World of Warcraft in 2026. Like, who still falls for that when you have a cell phone that can just blow everything out of the water, and you can do things in real life rather than just level up your avatar. So yeah, you guys actually have a lot of opportunities. You just got to spend less time consuming and scoffing at people. And because again, it's kind of funny that like people still operate like boomers, where they're going to their 9 to 5s and making a bunch of bills for themselves, and then not having anything to show for it, besides a lot of wasted years and hours and time, and just trying to maintain what they have because they made so many bills for themselves that they just can't stop, and otherwise it would be shameful if they didn't. So yeah, it's you guys got to get off the crazy train and start trying new things, I think, and that's what I'm trying to do.